I cured my son of the big gay. The other day, he came home for Christmas with his new partner. I was excited to meet her, and maybe meet her after my son fell asleep, hehe. But imagine my horror when it turned out to be another man. I immediately started to protest, but my son said, "Dad, this is who I am. Zander and I are in love." Without missing a beat, I turned around and said, "You forgot to say no homo." But my boy simply scoffed at me and said, "Actually, Dad, I am a homosexual." "That's right, your son is in love with another man." Then my son grabbed Xander's hand and looked at me defiantly. For a second, I was utterly devastated. But I thought to myself, what would Trump do? So I stared straight at my son, penetrating his soul with my eyes, no homo intended, and said, "But that's gay." As soon as I uttered those fateful words, my son began to convulse. He dropped to the floor in some sort of manic state, spit pouring from his mouth as his eyes rolled back into his head. Xander tried to help him, but I pushed that dainty little queer away with my heteronormative strength. After a full minute, my son opened his eyes and said, "Dad, you cured me of my homosexuality." Then, with manly tears of joy in his eyes, he pointed to Xander and exclaimed, "Let's go get that homo!" After we wiped Xander's blood off our hands and threw the little fairy into the cold, my son and I sat down with a beer and watched some football. As we watched, my son turned to me and said, "Dad, I love you. No homo." "No homo indeed, son," I replied. "No homo indeed."